Hey, welcome back, everybody. So here's the question. Is it really death to the first-time home buyer? Is it really? Are we running into an issue where really no first-time home buyer is going to be able to purchase their home in the foreseeable future? Are they a thing of the past? Well, that's a yes and a no, and well, it's temporary. Here's the thing. Let's talk a little bit about what the dynamics are. What are we seeing? What are the metrics that we're working with? More on a local level. We will address some of national comments and whatnot. But let's go through some of these, and then we'll talk about really what to expect. How best, as a first-time home buyer, how do we best navigate the market? All right. So with that, let's take a look at a couple of things. First, if we come in and we take a look at rates, and we can see this is a newsletter that we put out, and you are definitely able to receive this if you're looking for some really tight metrics and whatnot. And we talk a little bit about that. Now, I am not a mortgage broker. I am a real estate broker, designated broker, been practicing for 30 years. Here's the thing, though. If you're going to take a look at what's going to go on in the real estate market, again, there are three things that absolutely have a massive impact. One is going to be interest rates. Two is going to be inventory, right? And then, of course, three is going to be our buyer demand. Is it a buyer or seller market? And what are the dynamics that are going to go with that? The first two have the biggest impact today: inventory and mortgage interest rates. And actually just the opposite of that, although they're tied pretty close, all things considered. When we take a look at the 10-year Treasury, we can see that we've been in an upward trend for about 3 weeks. And that, in turn, has actually created a little bit of pullback. So when we take a look at the site itself and we start getting some of this information, hey, here's the funny thing. It's free. So remember to subscribe, like, and share. By subscribing to the channel, you're telling us and the algorithm out there that, hey, this is some really good, solid information for our local market. And that is all this is about. So make sure you're also asking your questions. So for first-time home buyers, when we take a look at it, we can see here that mortgage rates have been the last 3 weeks bobbling up. That is going to have the biggest impact because the affordability scale, well, it's super high, and it needs to come back down in order for those folks to be able to, first-time home buyers being those folks, so that they can get in and actually secure a home. When you take a look at the fact that we've been bonking up against the 7% again, well, that's not a great thing for a lot of buyers because they're looking at last year and the year before, we were at 2.8% this time of year, or 3.7, 3.8 this time of year. And then, of course, in 2022, whoop, up it went as the Feds continued to raise rates, which the Feds don't control mortgage interest rates. They control banking, lending between each other, your credit cards, when you get a car loan, and, of course, home equity line of credit, also known as a HELOC. They affect those. Now, the Feds will affect mortgage rates. And mortgage rates are right now, without a doubt, the number one killer. In fact, when we read this, it says the decline in purchase activity was driven mainly by weaker conventional purchase application volume, as limited housing inventory and rates still close to 7% are crippling, gotta love that word, crippling affordability for many potential home buyers. That is without a doubt. And of course, they say, the refinances are down. That doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that one out when mortgage interest rates are high, and to do a cash out or a refinance costs more. All right. So with that, let's move on. So Lawrence Yoon, he says home sales are down due to high mortgage rates and lower inventory. Okay, that's not new for us and anybody watching the channel. Affordability challenges are easing due to moderating and, in some cases, falling prices, where the number of jobs and income are improving. That is not our area. We are still seeing a very competitive price. In fact, we're still seeing multiple offers, despite the fact interest rates are quite a bit higher. Redfin. So when we take a look at some of their comments, as sales were down, this is on a national level, 13.2% year over year, continue a 15-month streak of double-digit declines. Okay, we have inventory that's falling off. We have interest rates that are going up. We still have a massive pent-up demand with buyers, especially when it hits that 6.6% and lower. Are still kind of waffling, but acclimating. It's like jumping in a lake, right? You run off the dock, boop, into the water you go. Okay, well, it's cold at first, but then you acclimate, and that's very much what some of these guys are doing. When we take a look at another one of the reports, it says buyers searching for starter homes today, and I think this is a very classic statement right here. Buyers searching for starter homes in today's market on a wild goose chase because in many parts of the country, there is no such thing as a starter home anymore. And that is very true in a lot of our areas because, excuse me, as prices continue, and they are continuing in an upward trend, even though the average sales prices come down, totally expected. Why? Well, because when interest rates go up, you can afford less, which drops down the average price of what people are buying. Everything comes down. All right. It says, so Shahar says the most affordable homes for sale are no longer affordable to people with lower budgets due to the combination of rising prices and rising rates. Now, there's a lot of noise out there talking about that our market, the real estate market, is on the precipice of falling, and credit is going to be an issue, and banks are going to, collapse and whatnot. All right. On the commercial side with banks, they are a little bit in jeopardy with some of those folks because the feds have increased rates. Yes. So that will impact those folks. Those folks that are not, that are over collateralized with loans, commercial loans that are, about to default, since there's, only $1 trillion worth of commercial portfolio loans out there that need to be refinanced and are absolutely struggling because they've enjoyed the 3.5%, 4%, 4.5%, now at 7.5, with, less amortizations. Your home has the 30-year amortization on average. Okay. They get 20, 22, 25%, or not percent, but amortization, 25 years. So the banks get more money up front, which is fine. However, they can only go for 5 years, 7 years. And so you're seeing a lot of these commercial loans that are coming due. And now banks are looking at, can we maintain our liquidity for lending? And if not, then they can't sell mortgages. They can't make loans if they don't have their liquidity. Depositors provide liquidity and other investments depending on what that bank does as a portfolio. So when we take a look at some of these numbers, and it says the most affordable homes are no longer available, when they say, oh my gosh, will banks be able to continue lending? Your big box banks will, more than likely. Your smaller community banks may have a little bit of a hiccup. Okay. However, it's going to get tighter if the feds continue to raise, which I think they're going to pivot. I don't foresee this heading into a super crazy time because we are seeing some of the CPI and some of those numbers start to address. Now, yes, it was just a fine little hairs below the prediction. It was like they expected, I think 3.3 for CPI, right? The cost price index, and it came in at 3.2, negligible. But anyway, there you go. All right. When we take a look at rates, we can see, excuse me, that they are bumping up at around the 7%. Okay. Well, it should start coming back down. They should have started coming back down. The 10-year treasury went up, and that's why mortgage rates went up. We need those treasuries to come down so that the mortgage rates come down and the bonds go up. There we go. All right. If we take a look at our local market, we are still seeing more homes going off market than come on market. So as an example, 1,065 homes, they came on market. Fabulous. Friday is always a massive listing, which is awesome. But look, 1,217 went off market. So we're still taking more. So we're still dropping our inventory down. We're down to about 1.5, 1.6 months of inventory when really we should be 4 to 6 months for a balanced market. We are still in a seller's market. Now, that also means that buyers are super smart, especially as interest rates went up. We're not seeing crazy escalations. We may see multiple offers, not crazy escalations. And part of that is because interest rates, which is making sure that sellers are staying honest and buyers are not being overly aggressive. Remember that. So we had 868 that closed, a little bit lower than I would have expected, but 615 price reductions. That's not the best. That just means 615 people missed the mark, unfortunately. Look, buyers are super smart. Please don't overprice your property. Makes 0 cents, all right? And we can go into more of that. Look, we are down 21,000 homes year to date from where we were at last year. 21,000 homes less on market, which has a massive impact on the number of sales. And actually, that should be closer to 12,000. But anyway, so 13,000. I rounded everything. So 13,000 homes short of what we sold last year. Okay, well, we are 20,000 homes short on inventory. So there's a relationship there. 10,000 on pending. But if you take a look over on the same month of August, year over year, you can see that even those numbers are active, available on market, and what we have new coming on market and sold and pending, those are all down. And a lot of that, some of that is mortgage rate. Yes. Most of that is inventory. Look, you take half of the inventory, a third of the inventory in an already depleted inventory of last year, and then you deplete it more this year, of course we're going to have lower sales. What is propping up new construction? Lack of inventory is propping up pricing. That's why I don't foresee a huge issue with, hey, is our market going to collapse? They said the same thing in 2020. And I said, no, we don't have enough inventory. We have more inventory than we did in 2020 at this point because we really started drawing it down because people were supposed to be at home and they weren't. So here we go. When we start pulling back, we start taking a look at all of these metrics. A lot of it is based on inventory, which is being very helpful. This is a chart from pricing of the average sold price from 2020 on the far left, moving all the way over to January. And then, of course, on the far right, showing what it is today. So if I blow that up, we can see, look, in January, our median or our average sales price across the Northwest MLS residential only, 791,000. Well, they're saying that, oh, your market is just, it's crashing. No, it's not. Even with interest rates that are higher than it was then, look, we're only 2.4% under the average sales price. Not what a home is worth, just what people are buying at. And that average is 757,000. It's a nominal amount, but it is an adjustment based on interest rate, okay? Because they will buy at a lower level. Now, does that mean that our market is going to be moving forward? Yes. Does that mean that the scale of affordability is just absolutely just sucks for first-time home buyers? Absolutely. Without a doubt, they're without a doubt, the hardest hit. The people trying to enter into the market, those are the ones that are suffering the most right now. There's not much we can do about that. There are some really great loan programs. Make sure you're checking with your lender because those things will help you. And there's some creative options out there. Just make sure that you're working with really good, financially astute people. And then you will be more successful. If you have questions, reach out. Remember, we love questions. We answer them within 30 minutes, except for on Sundays. And speaking of Sunday and Saturday, let's take a look at this. We got the Taste of Edmonds going on right now. Today and tomorrow, there's a number of different concerts. There's a lot of things going on. In fact, one of the old credit union presidents and one of the credit union members, or not members, but folks that I work with, Steve Marshall, When he retired, he got back into a band. He used to play in a band before. Then now he went back into a band. They're playing today down in Edmond. So we're going to go and see him play his bass guitar and whatnot. It's going to be just a kick in the pants. But Taste of Edmonds, make sure you get out there. It's going to be a beautiful day, and you will absolutely just have a phenomenal time. If you go to the Taste of Edmonds, you'll see their website. They do have great transportation options. Again, if you get a chance, definitely get out there. In the meantime, I want you to make sure you smash that subscribe button. Yes, I have fun with that, but nonetheless, make sure that you share this. Make sure other people get this solid information to make the best business decisions for them. In the meantime, you have an absolutely beautiful day, and I will talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Take care.